Hello and welcome to another episode of Certified Engineering. I'm Sprutis, and the last episode didn't really go completely like planned. It went really well, but we didn't complete all the missions or all the goals. So we need to continue on that today, which means that we have one fuel hose to assemble and then run some fuel in the system. That would be interesting. And also finalize the electrical connection and maybe also do the ventilation hose. So on my way to the garage today, I bought some ring terminals so that we can connect some wires. So and I guess we will place the fuel tank in a better way, raise it up a little bit maybe, and then connect all the hoses and give it some power, and then see if we have any leaks, which I really hope that we don't, because then it will be a different story. So yeah, this is the first big hurdle, getting a leak-free system. So I will get started with that. So I actually think that this piece is enough to finish the fuel return. So I would put 2 straight hose ends on this, and then we can install it with the male joint. So I'll take care of this and get back to you. So it turns out that the piece of hose that I took was AN8. I discovered that because I couldn't get these nuts on, but I cut a piece of AN6, installed the hose ends. So now, together with the male adapter, we can connect it to the fuel tank. All hoses are now connected. We also have the electrical connectors done, or semi-done. This is way too long, but the purpose is to have it connected to the battery. So let's connect the positive and hear the music of no leaks. Seems to be working. We do have pressure. We have a leak, I think. Or maybe that was the oil I spilled. I think so. No leaks here. And no leaks here, I think. It's sounding healthy as well, so that's a plus. So I will disconnect it and then we can install the fuel tank. So I also took care of the wiring for the fuel pump. I repurposed the original connector to the other cables that I had. What else? Yeah, it's time to get it in place, and I will need to steer the hoses so that they don't end up in a bad spot or something like that. I will get it up a bit and then get back to you. So the fuel tank is almost up, And instead of showing you, I thought that I would explain the process. So basically I start with these planks to get the tank off the floor. The tank was already resting on those planks. Then I used these, let's say, heavy duty plastic canisters. I then pushed up one end of the tank, got those in, and then eventually I could get the floor jack in with a piece of wood in between. So what I had to do was I actuated the floor jack with my feet while steering the fuel tank from this end, trying to get the filler neck up in the right position, but also to avoid the exhaust system. So this strap is now, it's not fully installed, but we have a few threads, so some minor adjustments, and then I can let go of the floor jack. So now that I have a few threads on this one, I can move the floor jack so I can get the other one as well. The fuel tank is in its place and it's being held up with the straps. So fully installed with this protective this plastic shield, and I also installed a hose. That's just for ventilation. I will do something nicer later on once everything seems to be working like it should. I also added, let's see if we can add some more light. So maybe it's hard to see, but I did add a few zip ties just to hold the hoses together. I did the same up here, just to the way it's routed. I don't think there will ever be a problem with it hitting the drive shafts or anything like that, but to be on the safe side, I've added a few zip ties so that I've limited the movement of the hoses. And yeah, awesome. So that means that all the goals for this week have been completed. At least the goals for the working days, where I first spend 8 hours at work, then driving here which takes roughly 30 to 60 minutes, depending on traffic, of course, and then continuing here till right now it's 10:40, so almost 10:45 at night, and I left home at 7:30 this morning, so it's a bit tiring, but tomorrow I will have my day off from the garage. It will be nice to have dinner and maybe even a beer at normal hours, and then full steam ahead throughout the weekend. So now we've had 4 days in a row where I've gone to the garage. So that means that we have roughly, and also I've been staying here late, so we have roughly done 6 or even 8 weeks worth of work. If I normally come here 2 evenings per week and only stay a few hours. Now I pushed it quite a bit because of the goal of getting my Supra MOT'd. But it pays off. The fuel system is complete. It's leak free, at least for now. We will see what happens down the road. Yeah, what else? Yeah, and also now when the weekend comes and I can stay here at daytime for many hours that will also improve things. Then I can tie up the small things and so on. But the goal for the weekend is to get it driving. Not perfectly or aligned and everything like that, but get everything sort of back on so I could basically put it down on the ground and drive it. We will see. One can dream. But yeah, I'm happy about this week's progress, and I'm happy that you have followed me along during this week, and I hope that you will continue doing that. So until the next episode, thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.